Welcome back to Tool Review Tuesday. I missed last week's episode, but back this week, and we're going to be reviewing the Milwaukee M18 Fuel Hackzall. I'm going to start off with the pros, and with the pros we obviously have this unique shape, which really makes it so you can get in some tight spaces and use it one-armed, whereas the old school ones you're holding them out like this, and they're kind of clunky and they're in the way. And there is definitely pros to that style, but there's definitely, pros and cons on both sides here. So this one makes it easy to get down into, like, if you're reaching down into a narrow hole or if you're trying to do something overhead, it is very convenient for that reason. And what I do like about this is, I got to get a battery in there first. I do like that it has a light on the front. It makes it so you can really see what you're doing. And the fuel is most certainly better, and a lot of Milwaukee tools, it's kind of hard to differentiate, but with this one, the stroke length on the reciprocating part, the stroke on this is much further back and forth, so you are going to cut more aggressively and through what you're doing faster on your project. So that definitely is a plus. As you can tell, this thing's been beat. I'm not taking new tools that have been sent to me for me to give you guys a kind of iffy review. I beat the crap out of what I own. I've been through probably 10 of these in the last 5 years. So if you notice, I got a 5 amp hour battery on it. I'm going to let it go. It wants to fall. So if you want to fix that, you can go with a larger battery, anything like a 6 or up, and it'll stand on its own. So these saws have, on the plus side, they're lighter, they're one-handed use, you can use them overhead in tight spaces, and it has a light on the front. That is the plus so far. The cons of this saw is that I don't know if it's for every hacksaw or sawzall or whatever you want to call it, but these are known to beat themselves to death. And this rod that goes up and down has a connecting rod inside that, it's just like a piston on your car. It's going up and down. These have definitely been known. I've had these do that many a times where that rod will break off inside. This thing will scream. It'll run as loud as you want it to, but this isn't moving at all. The other downside is these things shake a lot. And with a lot of Milwaukee tools, I've seen this, where in the trigger, they'll start to get a short, and you'll squeeze the trigger, it'll run for 5 or 10 seconds, and it'll cut off, and you got to start over again. And as these tend to get older, I don't know if it's the trigger or if the motor starts to overheat, but once you get it warmed up and you're using it, cutting a bunch of rebar, whatever you're cutting, it'll start to get hot, and then it'll start to shut off, and you'll have to let it sit for several minutes for it to want to work again. These, to me, they can take a beating. As you can tell, this thing's been through a lot. And it's at the stage in its life now where it's going to start having some problems soon. I already know this. These things, I use them from automotive to carpentry to just any type of demolition. And I think a lot of what wears these out is, one, partly because they like to shake themselves to death. But I think a lot of it is user error. People like to push down overly aggressively, and that's what I believe wears this connecting rod out inside, because this starts to get real sloppy over time. So that's what I've learned. When I own one of these and I keep it to myself, I used to have like 3 of these. A couple have disappeared. Not really sure where they went, but they disappeared. So when I have one to myself, it tends to last me a hell of a lot longer because I'm pretty conscientious of how I take care of my tools. But when you have employees or friends borrowing stuff, they just don't treat it the same as you would. So one thing that I do know about this, if you're going to be cutting around a lot of dirt or sawdust, see this chuck right here. And that should always snap back on its own. And this one's starting to get to where it's getting gritty. And what'll start to happen is you'll try to open it and it's stuck. And so that means when you get your blade in there, the blade will just fall right back out. And then if you notice, I'm having to physically turn it that last bit. So if I put the blade in right now, I'll show you without twisting it first, right? So, and it's just closed enough that it's But, okay, so it grabbed that time. But what will start to happen is this thing will not return to its full seated position and the blade will fall out. So you have to force it to lock on the blade. I have used compressed air, I've used oils, and once you get into the point where it starts acting up like that, especially if you work around all the sand, dirt, sawdust, it's kind of impossible to get this thing to start acting like it used to. I can get it to loosen up a bit by spraying some like Croil in there or some pneumatic, tool oil. It will help, but it's not going to fix it completely. I think the lifespan on this could be a little longer. I really can't tell you how much of a lifespan I get out of this tool. I can just tell you that a couple of years of what I do, and we're talking 8-hour days, so this thing's probably running for probably hour and a half a week. But, after about 2 years of use, it's pretty hammered, but that's in a commercial setting. If you're a homeowner and you want one of these, you're not going to have any problems with it. You'll probably never use it to its fullest ability. And if you do, I'd be surprised. But for us professionals, this is kind of a necessary evil. This is something that we do need and we know is, and the way I look at it is I have tools like my circular saws. We'll talk about those another day. But they have just lasted like way longer than expected. But with these, I almost look at these as disposable. But that brings me to my next point. Milwaukee has an excellent warranty on these. And I can't remember how many years the warranty is. It's like 2 or 3 years. I think for homeowners it's even longer. But what they'll do is if you have your receipt and you can, and that's one thing I really will suggest, is they put the serial number on there like a sticker, and that likes to wear out. So it's good to take a picture or cover that with some kind of tape so that it doesn't get worn out. But they have, with multiple, I've sent out 2 or 3 of these at a time, and they'll rebuild it free of cost, send it back. But the thing is, I did notice, is they only fix what's broken. That could mean the rest of the parts are at 80% wear, and then in the next 5 hours of use, it's going to break something else. And that got frustrating, so I just literally started giving them away to people, or I started throwing them away, because it just wasn't worth the trouble of arguing with Milwaukee. Not arguing, but, showing them a full case of why it happened, them sending you a shipping label, you mailing it out, waiting for a month to get everything back, and for it to be just ready to break again within a couple months. It just wasn't worth it. So for the downtime, I literally had to go buy brand new ones anyways so we could use it. I think personally, if you're a contractor and you're going to go about it that way, once you get it back from Milwaukee, find a friend that doesn't use them much and give it to them and just buy yourself a new one. So everybody gets something out of the deal, right? But yes, I think this is something that we definitely need. And I think Milwaukee could do a better job at building these a little more reinforced. And that is with the connecting rod and the piston and with the soldering and the electronics. They certainly could do better on. And the other thing I noticed is this venting. They could put a director, something to direct that venting, because if you're working in an environment where you're close to the ground, it likes to suck in dirt, which is one, bad for the machine, but it'll shoot it out of the other side and it gets in your face and everything else, and that's really bad when it comes to metal shavings. And I know Milwaukee's going to say, well, full face shield PPE, well, that's great, but in the real world, we don't always have that. And I think if a nail gun has an air deflector, this should as well. But other than that, is this my favorite Milwaukee tool? No. But I think that Milwaukee is onto something with the shape that they've made these. I know DeWalt, I think they make one like this. But I think it just comes down to the fact that if they built it with slightly heavier material, it would be a much better purchase. But for the price, it's not bad. And, it's definitely a lifesaver. I have gotten rid of all of my standard sawzalls because while, yes, they have a longer stroke and they will cut faster, that's great if you're in a muffler shop and you're just going to be cutting pipe all day. But for somebody on a job site who needs something that has the dexterity, has the ability to get into tight spaces, all that kind of stuff, you're just going to leave that one in the truck and you're going to go to this one every time. So thanks for watching, y'all. Next week, we're going to have another one out on Tuesday at 11 a.m.